A huge difference between my partner and I is how we view money. It has to do with our upbringing and personality. There are times we compromise and see eye to eye, but more of the time we don't. I feel like part of the issue for me is not just that he's a lot more frugal than me, but also that it makes me think he's selfish. We live in different cities, and when he visits me, I pay for all activities. When I visit him, he pays for more activities, but I'll cover things like items in his home, essentials, furniture, and groceries. He is really bare bones, like the man doesn't even have proper band-aids for adults. So I try to gift him essentials that he doesn't buy for himself to show that I care for him, and so he can be more comfortable in his daily life. It's just really disappointing to me that I bought him an expensive birthday present that was double what I expected to spend, but I did it happily, whereas when it comes to my birthday, he tried to swap out a custom cake with plant decorations with ones that look really tacky or autumn cupcakes. He said autumn leaves on the cupcakes are like leaves on plants, and cupcakes are like mini cakes, so this could be acceptable. He does this all the time. I found a budget hotel for an upcoming trip we're going on that I've been to before and trust, and he wants to cut corners even further by sending one that's even cheaper. He didn't bother to do the research required to read reviews to make sure his suggestion was a safe one, but told me to do the research and that the change was about the numbers. I feel like if he needs to suggest a cheaper alternative, he needs to shoulder the research behind it, and it shouldn't just be chosen based on numbers alone. I obviously want to save money if it makes sense, but I'd much rather spend my evenings doing something else than hours of research to save a buck, when what I suggested was already economical to start with. I asked him if he really hates getting me a cake for my birthday because of the vibe I'm getting. He asked why I care about a cake and that he personally doesn't care for cakes. I told him I got him a cake delivered for his birthday and coordinated with a friend of his to get it to his guy group celebration so that it could be a surprise, which he really enjoyed. I said I don't care for a Canada Goose jacket or fishing or motorcycles like he does, but I respect his hobbies and even come with him to do them with him. So why can't he care about things I care about? We're not exactly arguing, but there's tension and I'm feeling like he doesn't care about me. He's the one who told me he expected me to get him a gift and dinner and cake. He wanted cake when it came to him. But for me, it's why do you care about a cake? I'm fine being a couple who doesn't go over the top for each other's birthday, but he wanted me to go over the top for him. So this led to me to think that when mine came, he would do the same. It's not about a cake. I don't need a cake. And if I really want one, I can buy myself one. He wants me to spend time with him in his city during my birthday, which means I'll be away from my family and friends. The cake is also not just for me, but for us to bring to the family dinner we're having, which includes his extended family. I even made a suggestion to choose a flavor that's less sweet for his parents. I don't even know why I bothered to suggest him to get me a plant-themed cake because the whole thing makes me more sad than brings me joy. Am I being materialistic, or are my feelings valid? I'm questioning this relationship, and even though I've gone to therapy to build my self-confidence, there's a voice in my head that tells me I'm wrong. I made a huge effort for my boyfriend's birthday as per his request, and he is cutting corners with mine, complaining and not putting in the effort that I imagined he would. It makes me feel sad. Kool-Aid McJohns commented, "You don't have enough information to make such a claim. This should be a deeper dive into the communication as to why he is the way he is. What is the income disparity? What is the lifestyle difference? You're basing your opinion on conjecture. IMO, a conversation, a real one, needs to take place. If frugality is the main culprit and the only real issue, then that's easily solvable. Almost all relationships can be salvaged by proper communication. All too often, people quit on a completely viable relationship. It is okay to be in a relationship if you're unhappy. That means you need to communicate with your partner to rectify the situation. After that, if no solution can be had, then perhaps it might be time to look elsewhere. Man, relationship advice on Reddit is terrible. No wonder so many people are unhappy in relationships and divorce rates are sky high. Good luck, though. Kool-Aid McJohns responded, "I agree. There just isn't enough context here to give some proper advice. Of course, people will side with the poster because that is the information we have. I'm 42 and come from a home where communication wasn't used. In my current marriage, my wife and I have a hard rule that we communicate immediately if we have a problem. We don't let it linger. My advice still stands. Have a real conversation. Moreover, if you want real solid advice and not someone to just agree with and validate you, then more context is needed. I had one long-distance relationship when I was in the Marines. We didn't make it. Our communication was shit. I was on a boat outside Asia and didn't have many ways to communicate. Good luck to her." Kyra Ninja 82 commented, "Your BF isn't frugal. He's cheap AF, inconsiderate, and self-absorbed. Geez, my husband was a student, therefore broke, for 2 years, but he always managed to make me feel special on my birthday, regardless of how much he had. Your feelings are valid, and you don't sound materialistic at all. It sounds like you're just not compatible. Good for you for attending therapy, though. Hopefully, your therapist helps you realize that you deserve better than a cheap-ass partner. If you really want this guy around, but he refuses to attend therapy himself to work on his issues with money, then I'm afraid this relationship is a no-go. Life's too short to be sad and disappointed in a relationship.